With just a few weeks left for CAT 2022, now is the time to go ahead and solidify your personal exam taking strategy. With that in mind, BYJU'S Exam Prep brings to you the All India Open Mock CAT. Know exactly where you stand against thousands of catters and get video solutions and a live mock attempt. What more? There are also thousands of scholarships up for grabs.
Good noon, all of you. Hi Varun, hi Subramanyam, hello Sankirtana. A very good noon to all of you. I welcome you to this session. We're going to talk about idioms today, and idioms are one such area which will be relevant for you whether your exam is SNAP, NMAT, IIFT. Again, all your non-CAT exams have at some point or the other questioned you on idioms, right? So that is why it's important that we know some of them. And I think more important is the fact how to learn them, what are the sources that you can refer to, right? So that is also something that we are going to discuss today. Hi Apurva, hi Kaushal, good morning, good noon. Right. So, before I begin, I hope you are aware of our All India Open Mock for CAT 2022, and this is the date range when it will be live. Okay, so it will not be live after 9th October, so that means you can't attempt it after that, right? And you know what all you'll be getting. You'll be getting mock attempts by experts, question-wise video solutions, and one more important thing is that you'll get to compete with a lot of aspirants across India, right? So it helps you to know where you stand. It also helps you, a detailed analysis helps you to evolve your strategy for the mock. So I think this is worth taking, and I hope all of you will take it, right? Let's talk about what we are going to do today in detail. We are going to look at some question formats for idioms, right? And we'll not just focus on, let's say, learning the meaning of an idiom, but seeing how to use it. And at the end, I'll talk to you about the sources that you need to know for learning various idioms, that you need to follow for learning various idioms, right? So let's begin. So first of all, tell me, what are idioms? Yes, before we begin with all the gyan about okay, so this is, I think, visible on the screen. Sorry, I forgot to put an animation here. So this definition was not supposed to show. Right. Does this come in CAT? So Karthik, as part of your RC passages, your RC passage, the author of the RC passage may actually put an idiom in between what he or she is saying, and in case you know its meaning, it becomes easier to comprehend the text. So in that sense, yes, it can come in CAT. Okay, you maybe ask the meaning of a particular expression that as it has been used in the RC passage. In that sense, it can come in CAT. Direct idiom questions won't come in CAT. Okay. Good noon, Harika. So here's the link for attempting the All India Open Mock in the chat box. So as you can read here, idioms are phrases. What are phrases? Yes, idioms are phrases, but what are phrases? That's the question. A phrase is a group of words, right? It's a group of words that have a metaphorical meaning. What do I mean by this? Metaphorical meaning. What is a metaphor? So, for instance, if I say that this news, that news was a knife to my heart, was a knife to my heart. Yes. So, was it literally a knife to my heart? Did someone stab me? Literally. No, right? No one stabbed me literally. Okay, good, Varun. So no one here stabbed me literally. I am just making a comparison. However, it's a direct comparison. Because it's a direct comparison, it is all the more powerful, all the more forceful. This is a metaphor. A direct comparison in order to highlight the gravity of something, the beauty of something, the extent of something, etc. So these groups of words, which we call idioms, they also have a metaphorical meaning. For instance, if I say she's over the moon, she's not literally landed on moon, right? So she's just extremely happy, right? So that's why they have a metaphorical meaning that is different from the literal meaning. If you try to decipher the meaning by looking at the meaning of the individual words, it will not be of much help, right? So if I call you a cat on a hot tin roof, Do I literally mean that you are a cat on a hot tin roof? No, right? So you can't decipher the meanings of idioms by looking at the meaning of each and every word literally. Right? So can you give me some more examples of idioms? Some more examples of idioms. A cat on a hot tin roof. She's over the moon. What else? Okay. Okay. Let me give you some examples then. Okay, so we'll look at some questions, and of course they contain idioms, right? So you have to choose the correct meaning. Put your best foot forward. Absolutely correct. When you put your best foot forward for something, so I think there's some lag. That's why I received your messages now. Put your best foot forward. That means you give your best shot. Even giving your best shot is an idiomatic phrase, right? Beating about the bush. To beat about the bush or beat around the bush. Both are correct. Beat about or around the bush. When you just don't come to the point. When you circumlocute. There is a word for it. Okay, when you beat about the bush or around the bush. When you talk in a circuitous way but don't come to the main point. That is to circumlocute. Right? Good, good. Okay, so let's learn some more idioms. So here are some idioms. They have been underlined. You have to give me the correct meaning of these, right? So this is in a sentence, so you can take the help of the sentence also. Let's see what you say. After boasting that he would outperform all his rivals, he has been forced to eat humble pie. All right. Let's see what you say. B Bangalore, okay. B, okay. So the context makes the meaning clear. Yes, that's the power of contextual vocabulary actually. The surrounding words, they make things clearer to you. So after boasting, that means he was boasting about something, that he would outperform all his rivals. He has been forced. So that means probably the outcome was not what he said it would be, isn't it? And he's been forced to eat humble pie. Humble. Now he's been forced to show humility. Why? Because that thing did not happen. So he has been forced to admit that he was wrong. Okay. So another synonymous idiom for this is to eat one's words. So we could also say he has been forced to eat his words. So when somebody is forced to eat their words, that means they have to again admit that they were wrong. Okay. So eat his words, eat humble pie, both mean to admit that you were wrong. Okay, good. What is the meaning of scorn? Scorned by others. To scorn someone is to have a contemptuous dislike for that person, to hold dislike, to hold contempt for that person, right? That is to scorn them. Okay, so this was our first idiom, and we also learned a synonymous idiom, to eat his words. This is one of your question formats where a sentence is given to you and an idiom is underlined. This is relatively easier, I would say, because you get to see the meanings of the surrounding words also, and they help you to eliminate, right? So let's see this one. You can't trust him as he plays fast and loose. Scorn does not mean scold. No, no, scorn does not mean scold. It means to dislike, to hold contempt. Okay. Let's see what you say. Fastest fingers first. Idioms are your time-saving questions. Okay. Karthik says A. Varun also says A. What else? Okay, D Delhi. E. Okay. So I've got A, D, and E. Diverse responses. See, you can't trust him as he's not trustworthy. Just giving you an example here, right? When can you not trust someone? When this person is dishonest, let's say, is not trustworthy. So which option talks about it? Only option D talks about it. He behaves in a clever and dishonest way. So even if I did not know the meaning of this idiom, I could have eliminated the options. Okay, I understand that A can also be the meaning. If someone is inconsistent, you can't trust that person, right? So let's keep A in the fold. Let's see what else we can eliminate. He's an excellent but arrogant player. Okay, so that doesn't directly relate to trust. So I would say that option B is inferior to option A, right? He demonstrates insubordination. Okay, yes. What is insubordination? Insubordination. If someone, so this is a term that is used in military organizations. So when you show insubordination, exhibit insubordination, you are disobeying your seniors. You're not obeying their orders, right? So yes, in a way, if somebody shows insubordination, particularly let's say in the battlefield, then you can't trust that person, right? So indirectly, yes. Again, but I would say that A and D seem to be the ones that I would narrow down to in the exam, right? Because again, how does this directly relate to trust? I don't know. Behave socially appropriately can be outrightly eliminated. If someone behaves socially appropriately, that means their behavior is appropriate as it should be in social spheres, then why can't you trust them? Probably then they are trustworthy. You can trust them perhaps. So this is positive. This is a positive trait, right? Now, between A and D, this directly related to trust that he behaves in a clever, plays fast and loose. Fast, clever, loose, dishonest. That's how I related it with the idiom. So D Delhi is the answer. Okay. Good, Varun. Yes, insubordination is defiance of authority of your seniors. Yes. So D Delhi is the answer here. Hope this is clear. To play fast and loose. Now you can incorporate this idiom. See, learning them is not enough. You have to actually start using them. Then only you will remember them. Okay. So if let's say someone behaves in such a way, so from now on you say, oh, he played fast and loose in that particular event, or he usually plays fast and loose, right? Okay. Coming to the third one, the lawyer's intervention put a spoke in our wheel. Yes, put a spoke in our wheel. A wheel has spokes. So what does it mean to put a spoke in our wheel? Yes. Again, the context can provide you a clue. Let's see. I've got A, B. Okay. What else? B again. All right. So good. All right. Good. Yes, if you've been enjoying the session, then do press the like button. So the lawyer's intervention put a spoke in our wheel. That means it actually prevented us from doing what we wanted to, prevented us from doing something. So to expedite matters is to actually increase their speed. When you expedite something, you make the process faster, right? So to expedite matters is to let's say increase their pace, to make them faster. to make something faster. So it didn't expedite matters for us. No, no. It actually posed a problem for us. Oil the process again. When you oil a machine, what happens? It functions better. Yes, it's probably faster also. So to oil the processes again to make something work better. So even this is not going to be the answer. Okay. Posed difficulties facilitated our life. Positive again cannot be the answer. Now between B and D, posed difficulties or ruined us. So the answer is B here. If you put a spoke in someone's wheel, see, it's basically, imagine this. This is a visual idiom, I would say. Agreed that a wheel already has spokes. But let's say you have a spoke in your hand, right? It probably broke off or something. And you now put it inside a wheel. The wheel will stop, right? So that means that it posed difficulties, prevented us from doing something. The wheel will not be able to move. Okay. So this way, I usually use a combination of, let's say, visual cues of the origin of the particular idiom, then synonymous idioms, or sometimes converting them into my mother tongue. Basically, a counterpart exists in my mother tongue. This is how I remember diverse idioms. Otherwise, if you do not, use such association, or if you do not use them for a long time, then you'll forget them. Okay. Coming to question 4, very easy. Let's see who answers the fastest. Let's see. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Okay. D Delhi. Varun has answered the fastest. Ayushi says A. All right. What about others? A very easy idiom, no? You must have read this in a lot of texts, I believe, in the newspaper, in your textbooks also, perhaps, when we talk about poverty. A, B. All right. Okay, okay. Suddenly I've got a flood of responses. Okay. A lot of B's, a lot of B's, some A's also. Okay, that's okay with the. So, absolutely correct. When you live from hand to mouth, that means you just have enough money to feed yourself. See, again, I'm creating a visual imagery here. You live from hand, that means whatever money you have in your hand is just enough to feed you. So, you have just enough money to live on and nothing extra. That is to live from hand to mouth, right? And it's not about eating, it's not literal, so it's not really about eating as such. Talk more, work less, no, not at all. Do not use cutlery, again, not related to actually eating, as in what actually you are eating. That's not the point here, right? So yes, A is the answer. Good, good. So this was an easy one. So again, see, our knowledge of idioms increases when we read. Okay, when we read diverse texts, our knowledge increases. So it's important that you read on a daily basis. Okay, and I have given you a lot of sources to read from, and once you do that, I assure you that you will pick up some idioms and you will retain them better because you have context, right? Okay. When he left the department, we did a similar question, uh, as in something similar, when we discussed the CAT 2007 paper, the I Am Bangalore series, in case some of you attended it. So in that class, we discussed the meaning of sixes and sevens. Let's see who will tell me. When he left the department, everything was at sixes and sevens. Yes. D, Delhi. Sankirtana says, okay, others. So here you can see that even the options seem to be idiomatic. Yes, some of the options are idiomatic here. For instance, apple pie order. That is an idiomatic phrase. Okay, so we'll see this also. We'll look at this also. Right now, I want your response. D, C, okay. So D and C so far. When he left the department, everything was at sixes and sevens. This has nothing to do with numbers actually. In the sense of, let's say, accounting or profit. It has nothing to do with numbers. Okay, nothing to do with being overcrowded. Good. In a state of disorder. That is the meaning of sixes and sevens. Okay, in disarray, in disorder, disorganized, whichever way you put it. Okay, in a state of disorder, then disorganized, all mean at sixes and sevens. And remember, the idiom that is the preposition that is used with it is at, not in. At sixes and sevens. Okay, so in a state of disorder is the answer. What do these two expressions mean? They are similar in meaning, in apple pie order and in ship shape. Yes, everything was in apple pie order. Everything was ship shape. In apple pie order and ship shape. Everything was ship shape. This is enough. You actually don't need in with it. Okay, you don't need in with it. Just let me just delete it from your slide also. Yeah, ship shape or in apple pie order. It means in a very neat and clean and perfect order. Okay, neat, perfect order. So they're actually the opposites of at sixes and sevens. Okay. So here the meaning is C. The antonyms, the antonymous idiom would be in apple pie order, okay, or ship shape. Right. Hope this is clear. Ship shape is an adjective. Okay. All right then. Let's go to the next one. In the manufacture of cars, the Japanese bear the palm. So, what do I want to say when I say the Japanese bear the palm? A. Sankirtana says A. All right. What else? A. Okay. Okay. They are the best. Yes. Basically, when we say they are the winners, or they basically are the number one, they are the best. That is what I mean. They bear the palm. Okay. They deserve the prize. That's also one of the meanings. Okay. The prize goes to them. They deserve the prize. So winners could be prize winners. They are the best. All of these mean to bear the palm. Okay. All right then. So you can associate it with anything that is the best of its category, right? So for instance, let's say you wear a particular brand of jeans and you feel that it's the best out of the lot. So you can say so and so brand bears the palm, right? Question 7. He has a reputation of setting everybody by the ears. So what sort of a reputation does he have? Let's see. Is it a good reputation? Is it a bad reputation? B, all right. Setting everybody by the ears. Let's see what else you say. This one is a little hard to decipher just by, let's say, looking at the context. I understand that. D, all right, B. Sankirtana says bad reputation. So it's B versus D so far. All right, B versus D. It is D, Delhi. To cause trouble. You know, the meaning, exact meaning is when you set a group of people, okay, it could be two or more people, a group of people by the ears, you basically encourage fighting between them. Okay, you encourage quarrels between them, troubles between them. So let's say he set the two friends by the ears. He set the two friends by the ears. That means he initiated a quarrel between them, right? So that is what it means to set someone by the ears. Okay, so you can remember it like this. Again, think of a situation where one person actually instigates a fight between two groups. Okay, I think it's very easy to think of such examples. Acha, one more thing, nobody asked me why bear the palm means, being the best. Bear the palm. Which palm am I talking about here? The palm of my hand? No, I'm talking about the palm tree. So, in ancient times, perhaps, okay, or in some culture, palm leaves were thought to be symbols of victory. And that is why to bear the palm means to have the palm. So you've in a way bagged a prize. You've been declared the best. That is when you bear the palm. Okay, it's a symbol of victory. That's why I said it means to be the winner, to bag a prize, right? And setting a group of people by the ears, it's like they are holding each other's ears because they're fighting. Kaan khinch rahe hain ek dusre ke, right? That's the idea. Okay, yes. What is the meaning of regale? In one of the vocabulary sessions, we discussed this. Regale. To regale someone. So when, let's say, guests come over to your place and you entertain them, you are regaling them. A lot of times this involves showering, lavish food and drinks upon them. That is to regale someone. So to entertain someone by offering them lavish food and drinks, and also to amuse someone. That is also to regale them. Right? So it's not about regaling others. No, such a person will not amuse. Okay. Eavesdrop, all of us understand when we eavesdrop on a conversation, that's when we are trying to hear it without the other person knowing. All right, all right. Good. Varun and Karthik, good. His rare phone call made me suspect that he has an axe to grind in the matter. His rare phone call made me suspect that he has an axe to grind in the matter. Okay. See, this person didn't call you often, right? One day he or she calls you up and you suspect that he has an axe to grind in the matter. So, okay, others. All right. E, B, okay. That's it. 3 responses. What are the others doing? Yes. Okay. So when you have an axe to grind, that means you have a private end to serve. You have a private benefit in a particular matter. I understand that it has axe, but then it is not related to violence in any way. Okay. So it's not about a threatening attitude. It's not about owning a weapon. If you have an axe to grind, that means you have private ends to serve. Okay. So B, Bangalore is the answer rather than E. Yes, try to guess by the context. Don't look at the words literally. That's what I told you. Good, Mrinal. So B is the answer. Okay. So this was contextual vocabulary in the sense that the given idiom was underlined for you and you had to give its meaning. Right? Let's look at some fill in the blanks now. So again, the context will help you, right? But here the idioms will be present in the options. So let's see. Fill in the blank with the correct idiom. Let's see what you say. Very easy, this one. B, Bangalore. Okay. To the table. Absolutely correct. Good. Those of you who have responded. So when someone brings something to the table, they basically provide that benefit to you, right? So they have that benefit with them and they provide it to you. Okay. To the fore. What does it mean to the fore? To bring something to the fore. The court case brought the dispute between the brothers to the fore. Yes. Right. Let's say I'm talking about the Ambanis. Okay. The court case brought the dispute between the two brothers to the fore. So when you bring something to the fore, fore means front. Okay. Basically, to make it conspicuous. Conspicuous. The spelling is this, conspicuous. Okay. Which means it becomes visible to everyone. It becomes visible to everyone. It comes in the limelight. Okay. So to the fore or in the limelight, similar idioms. Okay. In the limelight. So this is not the answer here. In the bag. Okay. Let's say I tell you, if you work hard, the exam is in your bag. The exam is in your bag. If you work hard, the exam is in your bag. No one can stop you from succeeding. That means that you have basically secured it, right? Something that is as good as secured, as good as having it, as good as secured. Okay, that's when we say, she has bagged the first prize. It's a variation of this idiom only. When we say she has bagged the first prize, that means she has secured it. So in the bag, as good as secure. Under the table, yes, a lot of this is used in the context of bureaucratic transactions, yes, used particularly when we talk about government departments, their employees under the table. So when a transaction is done secretly, it is done under the table. Okay, secretly or covertly. Covertly is a synonym of secretly only. So, for instance, let's say there is a strategic transaction, okay, some military transaction that is happening. So it's quite possible that you keep it under the covers or under the table. That means you carry it out secretly, right? So under the table to carry something out secretly, under the covers to keep something a secret. Similar idioms. Under the covers. It is different from undercover. Undercover is a word. If somebody is an undercover agent, undercover is an adjective here. That means again they have a secret identity there, right? Yes, normally we use this under the table for corruption when it comes to government departments, because there those transactions are basically bribery. Basically bribes are taken under the table. They are taken secretly. So that is why we associate it with corruption in government departments. Otherwise, it simply means something that is done in secret, right? Okay. So I hope this is clear to you that to the table is the answer here and not the others. And we also know the meanings of others along with some new words: conspicuous, covertly, undercover, etc. Let's come to the 10th question then. You again have to fill in the blank. By winning the highest medal in such a difficult sport, he has dash. So what has he done? Let's see what you say. So all of these are idioms. Yes, all of these options are idioms here. So see which is the idiom that fits the best. I've got D and A so far. What else? Others, what do you say? All right. So just B, D, that's it. No, just two Ds actually. I think I looked at some previous responses. That's it. Okay, one more D. All right. So these do require you to think a little. By winning the highest medal in such a difficult sport, what has he done? So basically, he's achieved something that's extremely difficult. Yes, he's achieved something difficult. And I'm looking for an idiom for that. So if you say D, squared his shoulders. To square your shoulders means simply to stand straight, stand very upright and with your shoulders slightly, put towards your back, because you are trying to deal with something directly. So basically, to become ready to deal with a problem usually directly. Become ready to deal with directly. Okay, so to square your shoulders, the literal action of squaring your shoulders has been compared to becoming ready to deal with something directly. This something could be a problem, a difficulty, etc. Right. Now, squared the circle. Yes, Karthik is asking, is should C be the answer? Yes, C is indeed the answer. See, isn't it difficult to square a circle? Can you square a circle? If a circle is given to you, to square it, that is to achieve the impossible, right? To achieve the impossible. So that is the answer here. To achieve the impossible, to square a circle, right? Square it with one's opponents. Actually, it should be square off, not square it. To square off with your opponents means to be ready to fight. To be ready to fight. Okay, that is when you square off with your opponents. We also use this in commentaries when we say that in the next match, Team India will square off with Team Bangladesh. Let's say, right? So square off means that it will be an opponent to so and so team. So square off is used in this sense. So it cannot be used here. Square his shoulders. No, it's not that he has now become ready to deal with the difficulty. This is incorrect. B is incorrect. The idiom is a square peg in a round hole. Okay, so there was this some wordplay involved here to confuse you. A square peg in a round hole. A peg is a block of wood, right? So if there is a round hole and you try to put a square peg in it, will it fit? It won't fit, right? So a square peg in a round hole means a misfit. A misfit, right? If you want to describe that someone is a misfit in a particular situation, you can say in that party he looked like a square peg in a round hole, right? He did not fit in that party. Now, this is a common one. When you dot your I's and cross your T's, you are very meticulous in whatever you do. You are very meticulous. You take care of each and every detail. So you don't forget to dot every I and cross every T. That is how it came about. To dot your I's and cross your T's. Okay, a square peg in a round hole. To square the circle to achieve the impossible. To square your shoulders to become ready to deal with a difficulty or problem. To square off means to fight against or to be ready to fight. So all these idioms related to square from B to E. Hope this is clear. Anything that you wish to ask? Anything that you wish to contribute? So here comes the word meaning approach, right? I give you an idiom and I ask you its meaning. This is the most common way of asking idiom questions, right? The most usual way, the idiom meaning approach. So far we have seen fill in the blanks, we've seen expression, the meaning of an underlined expression, and we've seen this word meaning direct way of asking idioms approach. So let's see this. To give a wide berth. When you give a wide berth to someone, what do you do? Okay. Berth, literally, I'm giving you the literal meaning. It refers to the seat that you have, right? The space that you have in train. That is your berth. So it's not BIRTH wala berth. Let's see what you say. To avoid someone. That's what Varun says. All right. Others, do we agree? Or is it to give a lot of freedom? A or B? To give a wide berth to someone. I think C and D can be eliminated. C and D can be eliminated. So the answer here is B. Correct, Varun. To avoid someone. Basically, you give them a lot of space. If let's say someone is in a bad mood and you don't really want to mess with them that day, you don't really want to be in crosshairs with them, what will you do? You will avoid them, right? So you give them a wide berth. So this is the answer here, B, Bangalore. Okay, you give them a lot of space. You stay away from them. You stay away from them. Okay, so this was the word meaning approach to idioms. And let's have a look at this one. So here the meaning is given to you. You have to tell me what is the idiom. So here we have basically it's the inverse of question number 11. So in the question below, a statement has been given in which a part of the text has been highlighted. So this part has been highlighted here. You are required to replace the text with the correct idiom or phrase from those given in the options. So all of these are idioms only. So let's see what you say. No, it's not about cutting them some slack actually. Cutting someone some slack is that you, let's say, are not very hard on them. You're not very harsh with them. This means that you stay away from them. Okay. I've got C here. What else? Yes, Anika. All our YouTube sessions are, they are available for you to attend live, and then once they are completed, they are recorded. They are available in the recorded format also. Okay, let's see, let's see. Apart from C, what do you say? Come on. Others. No negative marking in my classroom. I tell this to you a lot of times. C, okay. A, okay. All right. So this is an interesting one actually. See this. Um, she did not leave any of her stuff behind. That means she carried everything with her. Okay, she took everything with her. So the idiom for that is to move your stuff lock, stock, and barrel. You haven't left anything. Okay, you've even taken the lock, right? So lock, stock, and barrel when you move everything. So this is the answer here, but all the others are also very interesting. Let's look at why C is not the answer. Nook and cranny means every corner or every part. Let's say I tell you, you ask me to search for something and I say, oh, I have looked in every nook and cranny, but I can't find your purse. Let's say, right? So in every nook and cranny, in every corner, in every part of a particular space, of a particular house. Okay, so she can't move her house's nooks and crannies, no? That is not possible that she moves every part of her house, right? It's used for corners, parts, etc. Right? Everywhere, everywhere. This will also be a synonym. So C is not the answer. A is again interesting. It looks like a likely answer. Yes, moved everything but the kitchen sink. But it's used in this context to carry everything but the kitchen sink. So there are people know who, when they go on trips, they carry just about everything with them. Yes, they carry loads of stuff. They don't travel light. So it is used for such people that she carries everything but the kitchen sink on the trip. Right? It's just that she has to leave the kitchen sink because she can't carry it, otherwise she carries everything. Okay, so A is used in that context. B is the answer. Nook and cranny, now you know. To move mountains is a very common idiom. When you leave no stone unturned. Okay, another explaining it to you in terms of another idiom. When you move mountains, you basically do something with a great deal of effort, with complete and great effort. You leave no stone unturned to succeed in that venture. That's when you move mountains for it. Right? Lovers tell this to their lovers, other lovers know that I'll move mountains for you. Okay, so you can associate it with that. To be snowed under with something. It could be work, it could be stuff. Basically, when you have a lot of it, when you're snowed under with work, that means you are overloaded with work in a way. To be snowed under with stuff, that means you have a lot of stuff. Usually, it's used in the sense of working only. Okay, when you're snowed under with something, uh, basically your work, you say that I am overwhelmed with work, right? That is to be snowed under with. So E is not the answer here. This is the meaning of E. B is the answer here. Okay? I hope this is clear to everyone. So this was our last question for the day. We've learned idioms, and then and then the examiner can ask you for their meanings. The examiner can do the reverse of it also, give you the meaning and ask you for the appropriate idiom, fill in the blanks, and meaning of the highlighted idiom. So these 4 question types we've covered. What can be some resources from where you can learn idioms? Your previous year papers contain a lot of them. Okay, so all your non-CAT papers and early CAT papers will help you. Standard grammar books like Renan Martin, Raymond Murphy, they have chapters that cover a list of idioms along with their context. Basically, they give you the sentences also. So those you can refer. Then there are a number of websites that give you the origin of idioms also. One of my favorites is phrases.org.uk. Okay, so it gives you the origin of a lot of idioms, and it sometimes gives you multiple contexts in which it can be used, or the multiple origins also, that okay, in one context it originated here, in another context it originated there. That is also there. And you can have a lot of dedicated mobile apps. They are available these days. Just search idioms and phrases on Play Store and you'll get a number of apps that provide you with a lot of idioms, right? For free. So these are some of the sources. And of course, no substitute to reading. The more you read, the more idioms you will pick. But the key thing is that you use them also. Without that, you'll forget them. Okay, so yes, join us for NMAT 2022 analysis. You know that it's going to happen on 12th October at 5 p.m. We'll discuss all these things here in detail. Okay, so join us at 5 p.m. And yes, this is our CAT 2023 comprehensive program in case you or your friends plan to enroll. So we provide a lot of features here. You can see all of these are there. And in case you are preparing for CAT 2022, then we also have the test series available. So you can purchase this test series. It will give you 20 CAT and 50 non-CAT mock tests, right? And yes, this is the series that I was talking about during the session, the IIM Bangalore PYQP series. I've had one session in this on October 1. So there we covered some grammar questions and vocabulary questions from CAT 2007 paper. In the coming days, we'll cover RCs also, we'll cover para-jumbles, we'll cover para-summary. These topics remain to be covered from both these papers. Okay. So yes, all of this will be discussed definitely. So do watch this. And yes, you know about the All India mock. Do attempt it. Don't just register, attempt. Okay. And you can follow us on various social media platforms. They are here on your screens. Anish has a question. How many questions can we get wrong for scoring in Snap? Can we get wrong? Acha. Okay. So Anish, there is no sectional cutoff in Snap, right? So no sectional cutoffs, and so you can check the cutoff last year. I think Srinivas sir took a session on this where he mentioned all about last year's cutoffs, the cutoff for SIBM, the cutoff for SIIB, everything was discussed. So that will give you an idea that depending on which section is your strength, how many you should get correct in a particular section. Because right now I can't tell you. For instance, I maximize my score in general English because that is my strength. But for some other student, the other sections can be their strength. So check that session, check out that session. Snap, I think all about Snap by Srinivas sir, it's there. Okay, that will give you an idea. Thank you so much. Thank you, Videep. And Videep has used a vocabulary word here, exquisite. Good. I'm so glad that you're using the words that you learn. And we can stay connected via Telegram. You can put your queries here. Right? I'll see you next time. Bye till then. Bye. Welcome all of you.